So Jesus said, don't let your right hand, don't let, your right hand know what your left hand is doing, or the other way around. I can't remember. But what does that mean? It means one influence can rat out the other to the other influence what the light and logic explains to you of your emotional truth inside the depth of your own emotional wisdom found by intellect, joining with wisdom as one entity, as mother and father caring for their children. You see, the spiritual children being the emotional truth born way without guidance, but then gets intellect to find the light and logic that not only concludes the knowledge sought, but completes the self emotionally, because then you get filled with what's called the fullness element. The pleromos fullness element. And it meets every single emotional need that you have. You are left needless like God. He has no needs because he's perfectly content, emotionally content. That's what he wants for us. That's what gods can do. We are only potential gods, even though we're children of that God. And we have a seed making us that potential God, you see. I don't want to say better than the rest of them, but we have masculine and feminine elements, which not all, they don't get that, I'm sure of it. The other beings, other life in the universe, I don't think they get what we get. And if it's something else other than intellectual wisdom, the Christ consciousness of the masculine and feminine element inside the spiritual self, then I don't know what it is. But there's something there that no one else gets except us because of our duality. And I think that they didn't get duality. That because not our duality, but our masculine and feminine elements. Shit, I gotta go in. I forgot what's. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, though. Don't let the other influence know what you are planning in light, because he'll fuck it up in other influences in you. But if you're strong enough to overcome that, because you took my training, he'll influence other people to fuck you up. That's how it works. That's why he told you. Yeah, it's a communication thing. What you know in light, darkness can't know until you rat yourself out to it. By freely admitting it inside your silence. Don't do that. Just listen for the silence. He can't hear your silence. This piece of shit of a fucking influence can't hear your silence. He's a spiritual pedophile, not a devil. He's a spiritual pedophile after your spiritual children, emotional truth, and its belief. Once he owns that, he owns you. You're a fucking emotional puppet after that. He can birth anything he wants in you then, making the fear alive, making the anger alive, making the hate alive, instead of all of the opposite of that. Later.